It's April 3rd, 2013, and you're listening to another episode of Bites Over Bagel! It's a new show. It's Chicago's favorite tech morning show. With me in the studio, as always, is one Miss Heather Brown.
She's not here.
She's tap dancing right now. Yeah. Seriously, tap dancing. One Mr. Brett Mackey.
Howdy, y'all.
And everyone's favorite nemesis, one Mr. Dave Seidler.
Hip hop.
I'm your MC, John Osler, and we've got another great show for you. Today on the show is Seth Kravitz. Woo. Everybody knows Seth Kravitz. Am I right about this?
But mostly from afar.
Mostly from afar. He's been doing this Technori thing that hopefully you guys have attended at the Chase Auditorium downtown. He's also now involved in a coffee company called Botras. And now he's starting a beer company called Strange Pelican.
Dude loves his beverages.
Yeah, he's into liquids right now.
Yeah,
he's into liquids.
Although he did kind of allude to another thing he's working on. We don't know what it is.
Teaser.
It sounds like food.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's pureed hoagie sandwiches. I guarantee it. The guy loves beverages.
You're right. There'll probably be a Groupon for that, I can assure you.
No doubt.
You got to kick it. We've got a lot of show for you guys, so we're going to get on to it. The title of today's episode is...
It's the Brews, Beards, and Beans Show. Get your brews and beards and beans.
It's now that time of the show we call the Bagel Bite.
Happy birthday, brick phone.
Ooh.
40 years ago today was the first mobile phone call on one of those old school brick phones.
Happy birthday, big guy.
Looking back, those things were hideous, but I guess they were awesome at the
They
time.
were the future.
Yeah, they were the future.
Yeah, if you had one of those, you definitely immediately got chicks.
Immediately.
Or dudes. Let's not be sexist.
Well, that's true. It is a dude show, but, you know.
Yeah,
Well, you know,
a dude
like,
show.
I don't know, Back to the Future 2, that hoverboard is still cool looking today.
Yeah, that's a good
That
point.
phone is
They
not
nailed
cool
it.
looking.
They nailed. Of course, it's not reality, so of course it's cool. If we had hoverboards, we'd say, "Oh, really? That's the best we could have done."
Right. The hoverboard would probably look way cooler than it did back then if we actually had them today.
That's true. We actually do have a hoverboard in the studio here that it's a replica.
We're still trying to get it to
And
float.
most people are like, "Does this work?" And we're like, "Yeah."
Why has that not been created yet? I do not understand. Please, someone make this thing.
Yeah. Why can't anyone make that? You know what it is? People want to float.
Yeah.
Think about that. You know, the magic carpet, that was just a modified hoverboard, basically. People have been wanting to float for a very long time.
David Blaine can float.
That's true. Yeah, what has
I can
he
do that
got
trick.
that nobody else has?
I can do that trick.
Are you serious?
I really can.
I have to see you float.
I think I know how it's done.
I thought I knew, and then he floated like 4 feet in the air one time, and I was completely shocked.
Yeah, I can float 2 inches.
Completely vertical.
About 2 inches.
So anyway, yeah, first phone call made 40 years ago.
Yeah, that's
Old
amazing.
school brick phone. We all remember him, Zach Morris style, slick back hair.
I will say I do miss those little antennas, the little pigtail antennas that went on the back of the cars. It's not as cool now. All right, well, I got something here.
Okay.
So there's a service through Amazon called Auto Rip for CDs. So if you're buying MP3s through Amazon, you can use this service to actually make a mixed CD. And that way, if you don't have a burner or you just don't want to deal with it, or you want to send it to someone straight up, you can do that. Well, now they're adding Auto Rip for vinyl. So the trend right now is for people to get record players. It's kind of fun. It sounds cool, and there's a lot of great records out there still in real record stores that still exist.
Yep.
And so now Amazon's allowing you to rip those MP3s to vinyl. What do you guys think about that?
Hipster mixtape.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I think it's cool. I mean, it's cool. I want to make mixtapes for the ladies on
Vinyl's
vinyl. I mean, that's
timeless.
like, it almost feels like you're putting in more effort because of the form factor so much bigger.
Yeah.
You know,
What
You're like,
ladies are you making mixtapes for? Besides your
what
wife?
ladies am I not making mixtapes for? Really?
I guess the only ones you really know are the ladies out there.
Oh, the lady listeners. Well, the one thing we should be worried about is that places like Reckless here in Chicago, I think, are surviving due to their vinyl supply. I mean, I'm sure they're selling DVDs and CDs and things, but
Yeah. But they have to be doing really well right now because of the resurgence of vinyl. I mean, it's
yeah.
great.
So I wonder if
It's
this is Amazon's way of actually destroying the rest of the small businesses around the country.
Probably.
So maybe I don't like this.
Yeah.
The one thing I will say is I think that vinyl is going to survive as the music medium. So CDs, people really don't care about. Tapes, definitely not. 4 tracks or
No, a vinyl in your car is not getting lost in the abyss between the
No.
armrest and the seat.
it's also nice because the art form factor. I think people say I want to get the CD because of the art. You do, but you're saying that because ultimately the vinyl art was cool, and so you're trying to get back to that. So I like the large format.
Agreed. Yep.
All right, Brett, what do you got?
I got a short story. Facebook phone, dumb.
Whoa.
That's the end of
So,
it.
Brett just flicked it off.
yeah. So the big rumor is that Facebook's going to create a phone, and this has been a rumor for a while. And it sounds like maybe some things are aligning. They now do voice over IP through, kind of like Skype does, through their website. So they've got a few things aligned. And there's also, part of this rumor is that HTC needs some help because they used to be the kings of the jungle for a very short period of time. And so Samsung has cast their shadow upon HTC.
Ate up all the bananas.
And so, of course, all the kids are going to want a Facebook phone. I feel like some cell phone manufacturers already put like Facebook buttons on phones
They do.
and nobody
Yeah,
care
they do.
about
Yeah,
them.
they do.
Yeah.
No one cares. No one cares about this.
Are we saying that because we're old?
Probably. I use Facebook all the time, and it's enough in my life. I'm not buying a phone that has Facebook on it.
I think this is very close to the Facebook email that nobody wants. Mm-hmm. Facebook's on paper. Facebook's like, oh, we got like 14 billion users.
Oh,
They'll
looks
all
like,
want
it
Facebook
looks like
emails.
we got the hate mail rolling in. We got the hate mail rolling in already from Facebook users.
Oh yeah. Wow, nice, Dave, nice. And that concludes today's Bagel Bite.
Today's bagels are brought to you by NYC Bagel Deli Catering. Get some kettle baked goodness today.
We're now joined in the studio with Seth Kravitz. He's the co-founder of Technori, which many of you have probably already attended, and of a new coffee company called Bo Truss. He's also involved in a lot of other things, but that's why he's here to talk about them. Seth, thanks for coming to the show.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
How was your bagel this morning?
It's delicious. Absolutely delicious.
He went with the jalapeno cream cheese.
The jalapeno, it's balanced out by the cream cheese.
It's good. It's good. It's a fan favorite here at the studio.
Not overpowering,
Yeah, agreed. All right, so why don't we start by just you telling the listeners, not everybody knows what Technori is, so why don't we just kind of give them a little overview of what that even means?
Well, Technori in the past and Technori in the future are two kind of different things. So currently, people probably know us mostly for being a publication and for also putting on a major event every month called Technori Pitch. But in the future, we're kind of changing things up quite a bit. More of trying to create a movement around the word starter. We're dropping the word entrepreneur, using the word starter from here on out. Basically, the idea of a starter are people that it hits 3 groups of people we feel like are kind of underserved, underappreciated, that are nonprofit founders, people that have done massive projects. Let's say you want to go do a 2-day music festival, or accidental entrepreneurs. You try to raise $5,000 in Kickstarter and you raise $400,000 instead, and it's like, oh crap, we're in business now. So there's all these categories of people that are fascinating that the current I guess tech media kind of ignores because they're not a $100 million scalable startup. So it's like, oh, well, go do your stuff in the corner, and we'll be doing the big boy businesses over here. And we feel like there's just big demographic of people that are not talked about, featured, covered, and kind of want to encompass all of them under the word starter. So we're trying to build a kind of a movement behind the word starter and publish content that is more appealing to all of these groups of people, and then eventually start publishing books and creating much more of a
literature,
much more expansive media brand that people see us now.
I just want to ask, the Q&A part of Technori is always the most entertaining because you're up there, I guess, picking the questions, right, that you're going to ask. There's always questions, it seems like every time I go, about are you single? Maybe not you specifically, but the presenter. What's been the best question that you haven't actually asked?
There's always a lot of questions about, are you single?
Wait, so our listeners want to know, are you single?
No, I'm not single.
Oh,
But,
for crying out.
they're not asking me. They're asking the people on stage.
No, I know. Yeah.
We're asking you.
That's going to be the headline for this show. Seth Kravitz, single? Question mark? Sorry.
No, not single.
And to be clear,
Crystal clear. Crystal clear.
There are jokes in there. There are people like trying to find each other in there. Like, hey, Tim, I'm on the left side. Putting that in the Q&A for. So
everyone's like upvoting it. They're like, that's good. That's good.
So, there's just random things like that. So, and we delete those.
So moving forward in the future, do you see this scaling outside of Chicago?
Yeah, I mean, we're already doing pitch in LA, and we're going to bring it to probably going to bring it to at least one more city. But I don't know. It's hard to scale events. Events is, I mean, if you're going to pick a business model in sense that is one of the most difficult to scale, it would be events. And I mean, honestly, we're debating a lot of different options because it could go anywhere, really. But I mean, there might be some overseas options. There might be some, it's just So don't think just domestically, I guess. But
What's the deal with the LA? Is it called Technori in LA as well?
yeah, so we're doing Technori Pitch LA. We've done one already. The next one is in 2 weeks.
Are you emceeing it as well?
No, I have a friend named Ryan who does the.
Ryan.
Seacrest. Whoa, that event's way bigger than ours.
And well, that'd be interesting. But no, not Seacrest.
All right.
Well, actually, maybe next time.
That's a possibility. That's a possibility.
All right, so you've partnered up with Phil Tadros. You started Bow Trust. Tell us how that came to be and where you see it headed.
So I've been doing tech companies for like a decade, and just kind of got a little tired of tech in general. As far as I didn't really want to hear about one more photo sharing app or whatever it was. So I want to do something tangible, something I could actually touch, hand to somebody, and say like, I created this. And it just so happened at that moment in time when I was looking to do that, Phil wanted to launch a roasting company, and I guess the rest is history. So yeah, I've never been I'm absolutely not attached to ideas or industries or apparently mediums, I guess, as well. It's always just been about like the founding team, and just do I see there's potential in it, and so that's why going from insurance in the past here to now coffee and who knows what else. So, however, as far as if we're going to do coffee, we're going to do it right, and we wanted to like literally just try to build the perfect coffee roasting company, and literally we're kind of almost like fascinating to see what would happen if we didn't cut any corners, if we literally just tried to build like the perfect roasting company and see what it would look like, and buy all the best equipment and literally get the best people in the country to come. Some of them move across the country to come work for us, and so far so good.
So we hear you're also starting something with a brewery. Tell us more about that.
Liquids. You're into liquids.
Yeah, apparently I'm into beverages lately.
Yes.
So, yeah, it's called Strange Pelican. It's going to be similar. Honestly, it's similar kind of principle to Bow Trust in the sense of what happens again if you take a phenomenal brewmaster, his name's Eric, and combine it with like all brand new equipment and a great facility, and I don't know. It's going to be phenomenal beer, but we're probably still a little ways out from launching. But yeah, I mean it's if you enjoy it's definitely going to be it's definitely going to be craftier in the sense of there's like multiple layers of flavor and complexity. It's not like a one note garbage beer that you might see out there.
So where do you see Chicago tech? Because I know that you're You're helping facilitate, discovery of new startups and things like this. So where do you see sort of the Chicago tech scene?
It's definitely very heavily B2B focused, which I don't mind. I like B2B businesses. They tend to actually generate revenue, which is nice. So I enjoy the fact that our startup community is focused on actual revenue generation, sustainability, building companies that are going to be around in a decade. And I think we're just going to see a lot more of that. I think it's very realistic that in a decade, Chicago will be known as like the B2B tech capital of the world. That if you're selling in enterprise, if you're trying to sell into the Fortune 500, this is the city that you have to be in. That we're going to have by far the best resources for any B2B tech startup.
I'm admiring that beard, Seth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've had a beard for years now.
It's pretty fly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My blog's called the Beard Room. So.
For those of you who don't know, you should go to Technori Pitch just to appreciate Seth's beard.
Where is this going?
I was looking at the last year's Moxie Award winners, and I saw you were a finalist, and you didn't win.
Yeah.
What happened there?
What
happened?
The guy that won. I mean, literally, I don't know how you're going to compete with that because
His name's Dylan.
Yeah, I don't know him, but it was a serious beard.
So now for the most important question of the interview, we ask everyone this: what is their favorite bagel, and how do they like it prepared?
It's always going to be an everything bagel, and I feel like you got to have it toasted. I mean, I realize I am currently eating an untoasted bagel, but normally, it's required. It's got to be toasted. It's got to be everything. And I've never really liked the everything with the rye, so everything without the rye.
Oh, really? No.
Interesting.
Have you
Cream
ever-
cheese? Cream cheese?
Yeah, definitely cream cheese. I think I don't know. I think like a veggie cream cheese on an everything bagel. I realize that's like a lot of competing flavors, but it doesn't really get better than that.
What's your roast master think about all those different competing?
It's probably honestly it'd probably be too many. I don't know what the world is like if you have that kind of like sensitive palate.
Yeah, right. You're like, this blow pop is
Sensory overload.
too much cherry.
It's hard honestly to find a good bagel in Chicago.
Where do you like to go?
I mean, I do love the New York City Bagel Company. So.
Ding, 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 ding.
Jesus. They're gonna be sponsoring both Technori and whatever else.
Yes,
Seth
I love the New York Bagel Company, but they really do make the actual because they do it in the kettle, they do it properly. A lot. I don't get what people are thinking with like the Midwestern style of a bagel. It's just ridiculous. So what they call a bagel.
Ooh, snipe.
So
I like
the New York style is definitely the better style to boil them in a kettle and do it the right way. So.
Will you open a bagel shop next?
Oh my gosh.
No, actually, but I will eventually do something in food, but I have a very specific idea, so
Don't share it. We got a lot of listeners, entrepreneurs. They're always trying to steal your ideas.
yeah. I mean, it's going to come down to execution, but it'll just be something that serves only one thing, kind of one of those concepts.
I love those concepts.
But
I also love those concepts. Yeah.
and just do that one thing like unbelievably well. So like think donut vault, but not donuts, something else.
Well, one thing I should note to listeners, so the Moxie nominations are now open. And so we want you to all go there and vote for Seth for Best Beard 2013. Last year, it came close, but didn't quite get over the hill. This year, we're not going to have it. It's got to happen this year.
Yeah, I mean, I can grow it out all the way until
The end,
you know.
June 20th. It's got to go all the way there. I was like, oh, crap.
Yeah, I mean, back in like 2009, I went through a period where I was definitely looking homeless for a little while. It hit a point where people actually started I noticed people actually started to cross the street. Like when I
That had nothing to do with the beard, though.
Can we get a picture of that so that we can use it for the promo?
Yeah, I don't know if I want to go quite that long again, but yeah.
You could trim it. You could just be a nice, Civil War style.
I could grow it out long enough. I could do all the insane things that you've seen online, where tears. And,
Wow.
I could.
Please do that.
Yeah,
All right, that's another reason for people to vote for you for best beard, because you're going to go all out. You promised on the show you'd go all out, so people are going to be waiting for the daily photo of you and watch you evolve over time.
Yeah, I mean,
SethKravitzBeard.com.
it grows.
We're going to set it up.
You know, it's like very ridiculously thick. So I mean, I could, you know, I could, if I was challenged or something, there was for charity or whatever, I could probably grow like some sort of insane beard.
Well, challenge accepted. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, thanks again for your time. Best of luck again with Technori and Technori LA and Strange Pelican and Bow Truss and all the other ventures that we probably haven't heard about yet that are coming in the next couple of years.
All right. Well, thank you for having me. Good.
Cool. Thanks.
Thank you. Filling in the gaps today is Chicago's very own Show You Suck. Check them out on showyousuck.com or bitesoverbagels.com.
And that concludes episode 7 of Bites Over Bagels!
It's a dude show.
Join us next week where we'll be featuring an interview with
Matt Moog, founder and chairman of Built In, as well as founder and CEO of Viewpoints.
It's going to be a great show next week. As always, check us out on the Facebook and the Twitters. You can subscribe to us on iTunes via the podcast feature. And check us out on bitesoverbagels.com. Thanks for tuning in again. We'll see you next week.
My hairdresser's of a king, and I am blessed, but I show no bling. That's knowledge how she spoiled